I just want to go back.
Okay guys, so on to the next video. I want to more or less open your mind to this concept a little bit further, because this is what we're about now. With the 5K challenge, you've seen that in 2018. You're about to see some mind-blowing, phenomenal verified results, which I'm going to show you exactly how to replicate. And we also have the Element 13 progress. As I mentioned, it's going to be a game changer. So, many of you guys know, as mentioned in previous videos, there has been a little bit of animosity surrounding AstroFX as always, but we always come with that good stuff. You guys know. It just takes a little bit of time, dedication, and we're always here to refine our craft. I'm going to give you an example now on the oil chart. So over here on oil, let me just give you a daily view. Okay, daily overview. So at the moment, oil, as you can see, we topped out at $60 per barrel on US oil. And over here, this is the, get the daily chart up, just to give you an example, prime example. Check this out. Check this out. Pull back on the oil from the 60 handle. Now, obviously, when we press option I, okay, there it is, there's the black against the normal colored candlesticks. We're going to be focusing on wicks more or less, the majority throughout, and the reversal zones, liquidity point spots, and where to actually capitalize on the good moves. Try not to get blinded by any indicators apart from, obviously, we have our 8 EMA, Astro EMA. We'll get to that afterwards, but so we have 4 hour and 4 hour. If I go ahead, option I, flip the chart, flip the script, it's going to take, it took me around a week and a half to get used to, but obviously the axis has flipped. 60's down here now. So anything we're looking for, as you can see, if I move the crosshair, let me just, oh, by the way, crosshair, guys, we always want the crosshair to be, where is it? Crosshair, black, okay, apply to all. Whoops. We just take this back to the, sorry, let me just refresh. I'll reload this chart. So over here we have, let's do the crosshair once again. Background crosshair, we want that solid, okay, solid, solid. And we go option I, flip the chart. So what we can see, oil has been in a legitimate uptrend, okay? We went from around 42 to 43 a barrel, pulled back up, started to rally to the upside, making higher lows on the spikes, higher lows on the spikes, and we're driving right now. Over here, again, because what we want to do, we want to bring both hemispheres of the brain together in order to work in tandem so we're solidified going forward in a straight ass line. What I mean by that is, I mentioned it briefly on the last video when we set the charts up, but what we want to do now is we want to get both sides of the fence, both sides of the field. So oil, to me, we are looking as if we may go higher, but first we can actually pull back. If you look at this chart over here, it looks like a nice clear downtrend, uptrend. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to eradicate some of the trading mistakes that many of us actually go through. If I put that trend line on there, as you can see, if you keep the synchronize button on, it synchronizes perfectly on the opposite chart, working on the opposite spectrum. Upside, can you see where these wicks are? Look at these wicks. What we can then do is simply get the rectangle tool. We can draw across where the wicks are, bringing it from the bodies down to the wick base. As you can see, we broke the support, which is actually resistance over here. We retested, okay? And again, this is going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to try to give you guys as much advice and input as possible. But now this is our supportive handle. Market can pull back into this zone, maybe give us a third touch of the trend line, and then boom, shoot off. So over here, what we're trying to do, for those who may not have too much confidence in holding a long trade, we can flip the script on the right with the Astro flip, and for those who are more confident in holding short trades, it might make a little bit more sense to you as how we can gain the confidence to do so. So we can wait for oil to pull back to maybe the trend line, and the next confluence is obviously the zone coming across. The zone coming across. So we have many phone calls today. It's been a busy week. and we can actually wait for the market to come into the region, show us some kind of spike opportunity. Maybe again we can come into the 4 hourly and then maybe even the hourly. I'll get to that afterwards, one step at a time. But over here, if we can see the wicks penetrating through, because this is the wick focus zone, that's why we took the colors away. Look for the wicks, look for the rejection of that region to pick up orders, which will be buys over here, and then the market can fling off to the upside, maybe to 64. So on this chart, again, gaining confidence. Many people might want to go short now. That's not to say it can't go short and break the trend line and maybe give us a break, retest of that region in order to change the structural bias and maybe go short. But over here, what we're trying to do is bring both sides of the fence together. And when we're looking at the chart and we're studying this, again, chart time is vital. When we are studying this, trust me, after some time, your brain will adapt and then you'll be able to spot these opportunities and merge the two hemispheres together of your own brain, of your own psyche, match that with the chart to gain that confidence and bring the two sides together. So we're confident on taking good longs and good shorts. So looking like, zoom out a little bit, we have a lot of room to the downside, maybe, you know, over here, which is obviously the upside. But we have, let's say we have a little region across there, which again has just duplicated to the upside, which is 65. But for those, again, who are confident on holding shorts more than longs, this chart will assist you in holding that. Because once we get a reversal and rejection from this region, we're looking for a new leg to the downside. So we can actually go in, obviously, if we do find the long opportunity. By monitoring both sides of the fence, we can, in fact, hold trades for longer. Hold trades for longer, because what we're trying to give you guys is the confidence to hold trades to maximum pip potential and go forward to maximize the reward on the trades and minimize the risk. So I hope that makes sense. We're going to be doing more chart markups. We're always going to be starting with the right hand chart going forward, and I'll go through steps with that. They will be duplicated over here, and we can bring that short and long term bias together, that confidence going forward. So if I go over to USD CAD at the moment, so USD CAD, if I go into the 4 hourly over here, right, USD CAD overall on a top-down perspective has been a little bit choppy, but it wasn't an uptrend for a while. We came into the lows and so on. A lot of this to many people is confusion. All right, and we're trying to clear up the confusion to give you specifics on where to enter to get high reward potential trades and hold this out. Right, so we have the base which was formed. Okay, I'll take that away for a moment. Bottom line is we have the wick region over here. I can place my ray tool right at the base of the wicks, and also because it's a zone there, I can see where the wicks have obviously formed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks, and then we go boom, spike all the way back up. Momentum pulls us back to the upside, consolidation, and then we shoot off. We can now draw on a region from where the line is. We always want to start with where the line is, and we can then draw the region into where the bodies are and across. So we go from the line to the body. So we encapsulate this entirety of what's happened in the past. This is a magnetic zone. And I also have another magnetic zone across here. So if I just clear that up, we can maybe go from this one. And guys, again, this comes with practice. And the market's always going to be changing, but it's going to be repeating the same movements over and over again. I have one there, and I've took it from the average of those bodies down to the wick. We broke through that zone, retested, threw some wicks up in this little consolidation zone, which if we look over in the 4 hourly there, we broke to the upside above the moving average. We broke past the level. As you can see, look at my crosshairs synchronizing on the right hand screen. So again, you can get used to that as well. Broke above, retested, 1, 2, 3 spikes, and there they are, the 3 spikes. Keeping the candles black, focusing on the spikes more so on the right hand chart. And then again, if you wanted to go into, if I want to go into the hourly on the execution over here, we can clearly see, and we can even get into the finer detailing of boxing off certain zones and certain levels. We're waiting the breakout and then capturing the breakouts, guys. All of this stuff I'm going to go into in further detail soon. So market spike, spike, spike to the highs, which is obviously the lows over here on the 4 hourly on the opposite time frame. So when we break above, the spikes are showing us that the momentum can't hold to the downside. Something's happening here where orders are being taken. So orders are actually being taken where the box zones are if we draw them on properly, and we can keep it clean, the methodology is precise. Break to the downside, which is more or less boom, our momentum comes to the upside now, and look where we're being attracted to, this zone. Anywhere in between 1.3467 to where the region is of 1.3455. We're always looking at the zone. So USD CAD for me now, look how nicely this looks on the right hand side as a short potential. We're going to come and make a new bottom, and then over here on the right hand side, bringing the two hemispheres together and completing our analysis story, we can actually go up and actually have confidence, okay, to make the long trade and actually hold the long trade. Because for me, I'll tell you a story. I was much better at holding short opportunities and short trades than I was longs. I used to watch the longs. I used to get distracted maybe by the candles if I seen a sudden movement to the downside. But now my confidence increased throughout like last year, because I started to use this when I was doing the 5K challenge. That's why I did so well on the 5K challenge, guys. I've been using this for probably 10 months now. 10 months. So from all of my practice going forward, I've allowed to bring this journey to everybody and present it in an easily understandable manner, I hope, throughout the material and the rest of the course. But now look at this. It just looks so easy to actually hold and then allow the price to drop into this region. So one side of my brain, the right hand side of the chart, is actually holding this to the short side, and I had more confidence in that. But obviously it's a long trade. This will make sense more as we get deeper into the charts. I'm just trying to assist you with, flipping the script. The Astro Flip is here to assist, to help gain that confidence and make charting 10 times easier, making target projections 10 times easier, and going from there. So yeah, USD CAD for me, we do have, we're at 1.3426. We have another, I don't know, 40, 50 pips. Once it does reach this region and reach this point, if I look over on, if I just expand the normal chart for a moment and go into the day, look at the daily. Look what we have at the top here. We have spike regions, all right? We, again, bring that top of the spike to the body, and then we can put that in all the way there. You have to be a little bit OCD on the charts to make this work for you, nice and neat. And then if we do break that region, we might retest it and then go a lot higher into 3665. And again, if we're just taking every bridge and every road, if we're driving along the bridges and the roads at a very, very comfortable, a medium speed, acknowledging what's ahead of us, okay, there may be some traffic lights, we may just have to slow down, pull back, come back into the charts, maybe step back from the currency pair, go on to the next one until the next structural level is respected. What we can do, we can actually make this work for us long term, and also it allows us to step back from the bullshit trade opportunities that aren't really there, and only go for the low risk, high reward setups, and then again bring the two charts together. So if I zoom out on the right hand, zooming out on the right hand, we have the region all the way down there, which is obviously the upside, bullish potential, and then we can maybe continue USD CAD all the way back down here, which gives us the trading confidence, analytical confidence to hold it up to our next target level. So that's USD CAD in a nutshell. That's what I'm looking at the moment for this. And let's go over to GBP AUD, because this is another interesting one too. So starting on the right hand side of the screen where the 4 hourly is, let's go to the daily for a second. We'll get into the weeklies and monthlies and all of that later on, but for now, if you look at this, day against day, many people might get scared of the resistance level over here. They may get thrown off by it because they may not be confident in holding long trades, as I've just mentioned. So we've got the wick high where I put the region on, and then I have the rectangle top to bottom. Okay, and look how it's duplicated over here. Over on the right hand side with the flip chart, the Astro Flip, we can see, we can draw the trend line on 0.1, 0.2, and it's adhering to the trend line 0.3. Over here it's duplicated it again very well. But now, for those who lack confidence on the upside move, look how great that looks as a potential short. Look at the wicks across here down to the body, or up to the body, sorry. We draw that across and look what's happened. We broke the structure, retested it again, retested the trend line, and there it is, duplicated. And then what we can expect now going forward, obviously the market's closed, I am doing this video on a Sunday, is further downside potential into that zone. And then a break of that region may take us, okay, look at the weekly, looking weak. Obviously it's strong on the left-hand side because we are in a bull market. But do you catch my drift? You catch my drift. So this is going to open up new doorways, new pathways in your brain. It's all about getting that neuroplasticity, that subconscious programming. We want to eradicate all of that. We want to look at both sides of the fence, both sides of the story. You know, many people always want to stick to one-sided stories. Now we're opening up the world of the two-sided story, the real story. The 4-hourly over here as well, if I go into that 4-hour region, we can see that, you know, if we do end up pulling back, we could make one more wave to the upside on the 4-hour, and we can come into bang. Okay, so pull back after this daily bullish candle, the bullish engulfing candle, we can pull back on the intraday chart, and then we can rally to the upside. So if I go into the hourly there, actually I'm going to stick with the 4-hour, I don't want to get into the hourly just yet. And then we can see maybe, you know, we'll figure out what the structure may be going forward for a potential trade opportunity. On the hourly, we can just simply, boom, I can see, you know, past price action structure, which was respected quite well. We can maybe come back to that zone, find an opportunity, as you can see just there as well on the right-hand chart, on the 4-hour, how that hourly, how the bullish side on the left, it lines up pretty damn well for a pullback, and then we can slam this thing, and that's a nice move. When I mean slam, obviously we look for the buy positions, bang. So again, when you're looking at shorts over here, remember it's long. Some of you guys may remember on my Instagram I had post-it notes on my Mac. Short equals buy equals sell, and this is what I meant by it. I've had this brewing for a while. So yeah, that's the case here on GA. That's how we can look at it in a better perspective. So we want to focus on the wicks. As we get through, we can clean all of this up, clean our chart work up, and we're stepping into a different domain. Stepping into a different domain here. Finally on gold, what we can maybe see on gold is that we are in a bit of a messy uptrend. Lots of mess there, but many people last week in particular were screaming shorts on gold, especially after this move. But if you look on the right-hand side, on the right-hand chart, so what this is really good for as well is actually boxing out the consolidation. Boxing off the consolidation to get the breakouts, and then we can keep it clean and simple. So the breakout on the consolidation break, swing, swing, spikes, spikes. Here, as you can see, I like to use the simple trendline tool to actually just go in. I might even adjust it to the side. I'm trying to line it up with the wick there, but I can adjust it to the side just as a marker onto, if gold continued and reached that level, it can still, boom, give us a downside move, which obviously over here is an upside move. But if that level's taken out, then the structure over here, as you can see, it's been duplicated. If that level was taken out, the complete structure may shift on gold, and gold may revert and reverse trend. But in an uptrend or downtrend, we can still expect consolidation. We can still expect equal highs together. But over here, gold, we spiked all the way up, and then we're heading down. Look what's happening here on gold. Look how beautifully this just looks like a complete and utter downtrend. Now we're going to be going boom, 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 boom. We may take out the most recent high to make a new high. But over here, look, we're matching it up, as you can see. I hope as I'm going through this, your brain is synchronizing with this. Again, I hope you set this up on your chart so you can follow me. But yes, guys, so this is what we're going to be doing going forward. We're going to be bringing both sides of the fence together to create complete price action, complete trading, complete analysis. So on to the next video, but that's a nice little warm-up taster.
I just want to go back.